Hello? Am I live? I don't know.
It says you are.
I'm live? Hello. Hey guys. Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. We are going live today, and I'm not sure if this is actually working, but looks like I might be. Okay, cool. Let me fix a couple things. We're using my phone to do this, and it's a little interesting. All right, we'll just do it like this. Is that okay? Yeah. Hi. Hey, guys. How's it going? What's up, man? Wow, that was fast. I just got on, and I got people already messaging me. Well, I wanted to actually do this video because it's actually about the new Wilson Ultra 100 and the version 5, which is this good looking racket right here. All right, the new Wilson version 5, 100. You know, the interesting thing is it just came out, and I've already been getting a lot of mixed reviews, like 50-50. 50 great, 50 no great, which is a little interesting because usually when a new racket comes out, it's like, I'd say 80-20, you know, the 80-20 marker that most people, you know, oh yeah, this is a great racket, I love it, and, you know, most people, it's an easy transition from version 4. Version 5, I mean, what do you think about those colors, guys? What do you think about those colors? I personally like it. I think Wilson did a great job with the update, and you know, it's kind of about time because they were in the doldrums for a while in terms of choosing the wrong colors. So, but this color I think is a winner. All right, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. This one is version 4, right? Not so poppy, right? A little on the, let's say, more subtle side. You know, it doesn't pop off the wall when it's in the retail store. You put this sucker right next to it, what's your eyes gonna gravitate to? The blue one, this blue one. This one kind of falls asleep on the wall there, right? But the interesting thing is, when people have bought this one, it's been, well, let's just say it's about the color, and it's about me playing with version 4 and then switching to version 5. You know, people think, oh yeah, version 5 is better than version 4, therefore I'm gonna get it. That makes sense most of the time, right? But here's the interesting thing though. When people have started to use this one, literally within the last week only, they've said, here's the interesting thing. Okay, it feels stiffer, but it feels softer and more flexible at the same time. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Now, we have to take into consideration that this is a new racket. You just bought a new racket. When you were using this, you probably used it for at least, what, a year, 6 months? This racket softens up over time. This racket is brand new, so it's a little on the stiffer side, right? Because it's new and it's first time strung, probably some lively strings with a stiffer racket. Because it's new, right? What do you get? You get, right, a stiffer feel, right? I'm looking at some comments while I go for, yeah. Okay, so what I need to do is take a look at this racket a little bit deeper and a little bit closer, let's say. So what I did was I did a little bit of a chart here for everybody. And we got version 4 versus version 5. As you can see, by the weight, it's the same. As you can see, by the balance, it's 330, right? It's the same. The swing weight, it's a little different, Not much though, not much though. Now, and it could be model to model on that stuff. Now, when you look at the RA, which is the stiffness there, version 4 is actually stiffer than version 5, right? We got 70 on version 4, 67 on version 5. What does that tell you? Well, version 5 is supposed to be softer, okay? But let's look at the beam though. Let's look at the beam. Now, they're both start off at 24, right? And they're both at, in the midsection there, 26.5. Now, in version 5, it's just 0.5 millimeters thicker right there, But, excuse me, thinner, 24.5, thinner. Therefore, version 5 should be a little softer, right? Is it backwards? Do you guys see it straight, hopefully? Yeah.
The writing looks backwards.
No, this is right. You guys see it?
No, but you don't get it from.
Let me see. Oh, I got somebody looking.
See?
Is that right?
It's not.
Or should I go like that?
No.
Well, let me just show you. Version 5 is supposed to be a little softer at 67 on the RA, and then a little thinner at the top. A little thinner here by 0.5 millimeter, 0.5 of a millimeter, and softer. So technically, the version 5 should give you a little more flex and a little bit more feel. Like I said, the stiffness is probably coming from just it being new. Now, with the new technology in here, you're supposed to get the best of all worlds. That's what all the rackets kind of says. So, that's backwards, huh? That's interesting. Okay. Sorry, guys. I didn't know how it would come out like this. But, interesting. Yeah, I don't really live stream much, so sorry. Now, but I wanted to take a look at this compared to this. The Pure Drive, the #1 selling racket in its category. Now, since this comes out backwards for you guys, I'm just gonna read it out to you. In the weight, it's the same. 318, 11.2 strong. Balance, same thing, 330, 4 points headlight. And in the swing weight, we're kind of right in realm. Version 5, and this particular one is 322, and this particular one strung is 317. So we're talking strung numbers. And in the stiffness though, the Pure Drive is a 69. So a little stiffer, more closer to version 4. So this is softer. Version 5 is softer than a Pure Drive. Now, when you look at the beam of the Pure Drive, it's 23, 26, 23. Version 5, again, 24, 26.5, 24.5. So kind of thicker all around in version 5, yet it's softer. So it's something in this throat area that is going to make it a little more flexible.
What's the flex?
Right. The flex is 67, 67, 69. All right. So, but I think we should obviously get trying on it first. And the 100 obviously is the one that sells the most. Therefore, it's the one that I'm going to hear the most about. Even though you guys and everybody wants that 99, which is the old Steam 99. This 100 just sells the most because it's the weekend warrior racket, let's say. So I'm gonna take a look at this. Um,
Say hi to Matthew.
hello, everybody. No Hope, Jerry's Island, P digit P. All right, you guys got any questions about this Ultra or anything in general? Shoot them over now, because I'm gonna be free for the next like 5 minutes. If you got anything, uh, but I kind of just wanted to tell people that it's kind of been mixed reviews on this one. Yeah, the other thing was, I've also been hearing that, a lot of ultras have been coming up all over the world, not just in America, and they've been kind of getting better stuff, let's say. They got the 1819 in some places. They got the Pro in the 1620, and then the 1820, and we don't get that in America, except maybe on tennis on Wilson.com, and even then it's kind of limited over there. But you can walk into a Japanese store and get those Ultra Pros, but not here. So let's see what we got. Pure Drive has touch, more pop. V5 is closer to E-Zone 100. I should do a comparison on that. Thank you for telling me that. What is the RA on the V5? The RA on the V5 is 67. So it's actually lighter than the previous version and the Pure Drive. So it's supposed to be a slightly softer racket than those, but still kind of within realm.
How does the Ultra 100 launch compared with the EZO 100 and Power and Drive?
Compared to the, whoa. How does the new Ultra compare to the Pro Staff X? Pro Staff X is more of like a player's 100 racket. There's more plow in the throat area in that X. So if you're, it's meant for kind of a different player. These are weekend warrior stuff. Pro Staff X is for slightly higher level person. So that I don't know if they're interchangeable, but yeah, if you're playing with an X, if you want something easier to play with, this would be the one. But if you swing big and you want the ball to stay in, right, then then you go with the X. All right. Let's see. I love your content. Having some elbow problems with my head speed MP with the RPM blast rough at 55. I'm changing Hyper G soft. Do you think that's a change that'll help me? Tennis elbow sucks. I know that. Hyper G's a little softer. Definitely go as low as you can. 46 is definitely gonna help. You're probably gonna need a brace and a RTP dampener to help you out there. So definitely try that. Hopefully you're okay with the tension being a little lighter and dropping a little faster. You are going to get a little more power. It is going to lose tension quickly. Okay. Demoed an Ultra racket earlier this year. We're not happy with it. Felt dead. Had to swing really hard to get pace. Sounds like the strings are too tight. Whenever somebody says something like that, I feel like the strings are too dead or too tight. So maybe get a new string job on it and get it like at 50 pounds, 48 pounds. Because either you got too dead of a string on it or it's too tight. All right. And let's see, still upset. V5 Ultra Tour 98 1890 only available at Windsor. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Everybody's got to make a trip out to Japan to get anything good. So I get you, man. I'm gonna make a trip out there soon for myself to get that too. Um, the good thing is Windsor has stores in the Tokyo area and the Osaka area, and I hear they got those in stock. Regna, no more. We gotta wait for version. Is it 4 now? I think it's version 4. Version 4? I think it's 4 now, actually. Okay, Harry, did you customize your whiteout camo? My my demo came at 308 swing weight strung, which seems low compared to my prior version. 308 seems pretty much like a stock version. I put lead. I mean, as soon as I got them, I ripped the head guard off and I put lead, pretty much like two holes in, all the way up to the other side, underneath both sides. So quarter inch on both sides. And that gave me a little bit more swing weight. I actually doubled that on one of mine, and I'm a little too much, but it was good though. I just gotta like eat my Wheaties to be able to do it. What you got? Boom. Yes, V4 Regna. Stay tuned. Yeah, they said Q4 on that Regna. Q4 this year. So hopefully, it comes out then. My guess is like Q1 is when it's gonna come out. That 98 never in stock right now. So hopefully they really stock up on that new one in the 98. Everybody tells me they go over there and it ain't over there. So, or if they tell me, oh, I got limit 2, or I only was able to get 1. 100 seems to be a little bit easier to get, but the 98 is definitely the winner. Did the new Yonex Percept come out yet? Probably looking at 2 weeks from now. It's the same racket. It's just navy blue, and it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. What's my favorite string? That's a good one. I'm messing around with Mach 10, as well as Mach 10 with the round. I still go back to my confidential, and I still mess around with Torbite 20 and Torbite 19. It just depends how much I want to string. Obviously I'm stringing a lot of rackets, so stringing my own, probably not, not loving it, if you know what I mean. Windsor is sold out of the Ultra Tours, so hopefully they'll really, it must be us Americans going out there trying to get those. That's crazy though. That's a good racket though, I'm sure. I want one myself. That Ultra, that new Ultra over there that we don't get. What does that say? New Ultra Wilson, August 22. Love your channel, man. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Is that Mr. Bear? Here. Love your Japan videos. Yeah, no, we actually went earlier this year, and yeah. We got a lot of videos done, but it's kind of stuck in editing, so I haven't been able to share much with you guys. But it'll come out eventually. It'll come out eventually. What's the best beginner stringer? If you can get up to like one of those tabletop versions of a Gamma, or the Turna. They're in that $1,300 realm. If you can get up there, you'll be cranking them pretty fast and pretty accurately. They are going to be cranks though, okay? The drop weights are tough. I mean, I did that video with that drop weight deal, and it took me 55 minutes and a lot of headache. So, because I'm just spoiled with the electrics and the Biardos. So, yeah, I can get pretty fast with those crank though, and they're good. Do you recommend that rec players go with 100 square inch face versus 98? I mean, the bigger the head, the better, I think. I mean, 100 is going to be easier to play with than a 98, especially if you're not out there very much, but if you need the control, definitely go at 98. But if I had to choose between the two and 100 is going to give me just a little bit more, I'm going with 100. All right. Any new Pure Aero Rafas coming? The Sight 2 has been out. Well, I can't really tell you that, but because I'm sworn to secrecy, but I've seen something that I can't share with you. Yeah, but obviously you kind of know. You can read because they're not going to replenish. So what does that mean? All right, read between the lines, my friend. You catch Taylor Fritz using a purple radical? Yes, I did. And that purple radical is called the Palm Edition, in which they should be dropping any day now. They got bags and they got 3 bags and a racket that's painted like palm trees in the Caribbean. They're blue and purple and all that, and you can probably go to your local store and they probably have them already, because I got them already here. So just ask. Yeah, but it's supposed to be the same as a radical, just paint it differently. Let's see what we got. Tried the new Red Head Prestige Chilik, was playing with it, and he was hitting some sick shots. Oh, wow. Like, I haven't heard of a new Prestige coming out. There's actually been rumors that Prestige might be cut from the line. I've heard that from multiple sources, but when I heard it from them directly, Prestige will continue. So that is good news and bad news. Prestiges are an iconic racket, but unfortunately for most people out there, it's tough to play with that racket in this day and age. It's like I might sell 6 a year at this point, and I'm carrying it, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, except maybe in a very, very specialized specialty market. Let's see what we got here. Auxilic 3.0 win. Yeah, probably next year, my friend. Next year. All the rest of the line has to get Auxilic 2 first before 3 comes out. That's kind of how head works. What is your thoughts on the E-Zone 100? I love that E-Zone 100, and I love it more than the 98 because there's actually more feel in it. The E-Zone 98 kind of is a little quieter than the 100. So I like noise. I like noisy rackets. You know what I mean? So, do you recommend for club players and high performance developing youths? Let me move that down a little bit. How many copies of the same racket setup do you recommend for club players and high performance youths? I say 3 rackets if you can, just because, as you get better, strings are going to be breaking faster. Plus, you may need a tighter racket than the other 2 just in case you having a bad day, or if it's too hot, or if you're too strong that day, or if you're too weak that day. It just depends. I always say 3 rackets, it would be the best if you can do it, to have in your bag. The more the merrier. But I know how much things are costing these days. Therefore, you got to make do with what you got. Do you think there will ever be a racket made in the U.S.? Why is there not made in the U.S. today? Well, they eliminated those plants like a long, long time ago, and all that production went over to China. It was just way cheaper to do it over there than it is to do it over here. I would say if we had to open up a plant in America to make tennis rackets, your racket will probably be looking on an average of $400 to $500 a piece, just because it's just the labor, the warehouse cost, the electricity, you know, all that stuff just costs more here. And you know, it's just, you just can't compare it. It's not reasonable to do it in America, unfortunately. So, I mean, I'm looking at the walls behind me. Like I've shown you in the videos in the past, they used to make them right here in San Francisco. They were wood though, so yeah, those days are unfortunately over. They're all in two major plants in China, and Yonex is obviously in Japan. So yeah, three major players of making rackets in the world. Um, do you know if there is a new pro staff coming soon? I'm hoping there will be, and to back pro staff. Yeah, I know there is one. Not sure when though, but yeah, there will be. There will be. My guess is 2026 though, so next year. All right, let's move up here now. Let me catch up here. Thoughts on Clash 100. I'm coming from a pure strike 97, but getting arm pain. I'm a baby with stiff rackets. Oh yeah, you got that problem, huh? Yeah. Yeah, definitely try a Clash. You know, try a ProKenex too. Try a ProKenex racket. They got that great black ace line that just came out. Since you're coming from a strike, that Clash might be a little too kind of wet raggish for you. So try it though. Try the Clash 100 and see if you can get your hands on something in that ProKenex black ace line, the 98 one that's called the Pro, the Black Ace Pro. Test that out. We tested that out, and we actually love that racket for, you know, people coming from a player stick. Let's see, what do we got? Minimum 2 of the same stick, string combo 3 preferably. Yep, that's what I said. Does Turna still manufacture their grips in the USA? I am not 100% sure about that, actually. That is a great question. I can probably answer that right now if I can get somebody to run and get me a grip. Give me a second here. SF Woodies, baby. Yeah, that's me. I got Woodies. I got Woodies right there. And I'm in SF. How you doing, Daniel? Saying hi. All right. Have you tried the Wilson Twisted Throat? I actually have. Due to the handle vibration better. That 98 actually felt really good. That Prince Twisted 98. Unfortunately, they're not selling that anymore for some reason. My buddy Dan got one. My man Dan, the science man, he has one. And we tried it out, and we actually love that racket. It's a little weird looking with the twisted throat, but it was great. And it sold out, and I don't know what Prince is doing, not making them more. They probably sell a lot more. Let's see, what string setup should I try? Gut poly is too expensive for me since the tariffs. I know, it went up, right? I know. That's a hard one because it's hard to replace gut, and man, that's a tough one. If I were you, and you're not changing it too often, try Babolat 15 light gut on that main with the poly. Might buy you a little extra time, because there's really not a lot out there that can replace natural gut. So, I mean, that would be my suggestion. Spend that extra, is it like $15 or a couple bucks more? Look what I got. Tarna, Okay, I'm gonna answer your question right now. Made in the USA. McFarland Parkway in Alpharetta, Georgia. Yep, that's right, USA still. I don't know why it shows backwards though. But yeah, USA on that turnip. Now, what string? No, you got the gut question. How does it compare to, let's see, how does it compare to, I think you're trying to say Boom Pro or Boom MP. Matt, are you talking about this? I'd say this is a little stiffer. Although I do like that Boom Pro a lot. I like how it plows through. See, that's the thing. Like the Boom Pro, they don't have a Ultra Pro that's like this racket, thicker beam that's heavier, or with a 98 without it being thinner. So it's different. It's different. If you're playing with a Boom Pro, the only comparable rackets, man, in that 98 would be like a RF standard or an RF Pro, the new RF, and yeah, or like a Pure Drive 98, Extreme Pro. You know, those are kind of the rackets that are similar to the Boom Boom Pro or the Boom MP. This is similar though to a Boom MP, kind of right there. Have you been to Minnesota? Yes, I've been to Minnesota for work once, like probably years ago. I went to the Great Mall. Made sure I did that. Who plays with Prince anymore? Great question. Isner. Yeah, where's Isner nowadays? Yeah, right. I don't know. You know who played with Prince? Iga, until she got contract, right? Iga got contract. See ya, Prince. Anyways, how does Ultra compare to Boom MP? They're very similar, actually. It's just got a different feel. Yeah, there's not a. It's just, do you like the Wilson feel or do you like the head feel? Yeah, I'd say they're right there with each other in terms of everything else. Yes, regarding Turna, that's right, made in the USA. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, whatever. That's awesome. Yes. Great to see you live. Have probably watched all your videos over the last few months as I started my tennis journey and have gone down the racket rabbit hole. Oh, man. You wouldn't believe this, though, but I have so many people that literally want to try everything, and they don't, like, stop. So, yeah, it's like, pick something. Please pick something. It's like when you start trying rackets, it's like, oh, am I going to find something better? Am I going to find something better? Is it worse? You know, it's kind of never ending. You know, it's like find that girlfriend, right? That you like. You know, that's like 75% there. Okay, because nothing's going to be 100% there. That's a very, very rare thing. All right, so if you can accept it, it's got great traits. Talk about racket, not a girl right now. Okay, move on with it and learn to play with it and adapt to it, and it'll treat you well over time. Okay, both racket and girl. All right. My racket guru, thank you, Adam. Let's see what we got. New to tennis, finding bruised toes and nails. Any veteran tips and recommendations to help? Wear ASICs. Oh, Solution Speed FF3s. Thanks and enjoy. Thanks and enjoy the channel. Okay, So here's the thing. Your shoe is already narrow. Make sure you have the right size, because if you go a half size too big, you're gonna be bouncing around in that shoe, especially when you stop. Wear thick socks. Wear thick socks. Get some Thorlos, okay? I know all these people say, oh, it's too hot. Oh, it's too thick. Guys, trust me, thick socks is the savior, okay? You get extra padding, you get to fill in the gaps. It's just gonna feel better. Get used to it, all right? Don't wear thin socks. You're gonna lose toenails that way. You get a little extra arch support with the thick too. So get thick socks, okay? Make sure you're not too big in that shoe too, because it sounds like you're bouncing around too much in there. All right, that's to you, JRS. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Size bigger, maybe
Usually it's too small, but I get you. Okay. What do you think about VCore 95 2023? I like it. I don't love it. I like the V-Core that's all red or mostly red more. In that 2023 one, they shaved a half a millimeter off that top, and Coach Gu and I thought that it became a little unstable. We liked that firmness in that 95 in the previous version, the all red version, and we feel like it lost something in that 2023 version. No, actually, I take that back. That red version was a couple generations ago. I feel like the 2023 version is a little better, but that all red version is better than that. So, I mean, hopefully in the newest generation that will come out, they go back to that all red one though. All right. How does Tecnifibre do these days compared to Head, Wilson, and Babolat? Any popular or not really? Yeah, that 305 constantly sells out for them. So that Medvedev backed racket, they're always selling out. So they're one of those up and coming companies that are doing okay. They're doing okay. Will they ever compete with Wilson and Babolat and Head? Yeah. I mean, it takes years to build a brand. And I mean, they got a good start. And they got, I mean, really lucky with Medvedev. I mean, it'd probably be better with Medvedev being in number one. Iga, I don't know if Iga sells rackets, but she looks good swinging it, right, in her hand especially when she's in the final. Yeah, I think they're up and coming. I think they could be a solid 3 or 4. It'd be hard because Yonex is so hot right now, and Head's pretty solid. So I think they stand pretty firm at 5. But they could definitely do better in the next couple of years with the new TF40. But we'll see. We'll see. Anything can happen. Let's see, Derek Wright, thoughts on buying the team rackets rather than the full weight rackets, and customizing them with tape. The team rackets are quite a bit cheaper in Australia. So here's the thing. I like the team rackets for people who aren't big and strong, perhaps women. If you play recreationally, definitely go for it. To make a team racket like a regular racket, most of the time you're just loading up the handle with the weight, because the team rackets tend to be a little head heavier. Or in Babolat's case, they tend to be the same in balance. So you'll have to load up the handle and load up the top in order to make, to add the extra half of an ounce back to the racket. But I mean, if it's worth your trouble, definitely do it. If it's that that much difference in price. In here in America, it's probably the Babolat ones are probably like $30 difference. In the Ultra ones are probably about the same, like 20 or $30. So yeah, if you got to do it and it makes it worthwhile for you, definitely do it. Let's see what else. Will there be a Dunlop SX300 Tour in a different cosmetic? I'm okay with the color for most part, but that's teal doesn't do it justice. Because that racket just came out, I don't know. Maybe in a year they'll decide to do something. There is a new kind of a deeper red coming out in the CX line, but SX too early to for me to actually say. So yeah, I mean, I think teal is kind of the in color this year. Everybody's including it in their rackets, so I don't know. It is what it is. I'm indifferent about the color. What would you say is comparable to an old Wilson BLX Juice 100? Wow, that's an interesting question. Probably this one, Ultra 100, right? Laura, to be perfectly honest with you, I've been seeing juices at the thrift stores, and I think they're kind of cheap at the eBay. So if you have to get one and that's your favorite racket, you can probably pick them up for like $50 on eBay, or be lucky enough to get one at the Goodwill for like 10 or $20. But yeah, test out the Ultra though. Test out the Ultra. That probably is your closest to a juice, unless you play with the S version, but it looks like you play with the 100. So yeah, try the Ultra. Let's see what else we got here. Who is your favorite tennis player of all time and why? I grew up watching Johnny Mack, so I'm not a bad boy, but I like watching bad boys on the tennis court because it was kind of entertaining to me. So I'd say Johnny Mack and Pete Sampras, because Pete was just so calm. It looked like he floated on the court, and when he was down love 40, he would just serve up 4 aces, like as I need them. So Pete and Johnny Mack, my favorites. Do you think ProKenex will stay in business? Well, I met with them about a month ago, and they're very, very excited about that Black Ace line, and that 105 is a sleeper. If you're a serious player, you need slightly bigger head, and you got some arm issues, that 105 is actually really, really good. They've sold out of the first run already, and I think they just reloaded. The line is good. It's just unfortunate that people don't look into ProKenex until they got arm problems or about to have to leave the game before picking it up and restarting. So yeah, it's just not marketed. It's hard to spend those marketing dollars when you're trying to sell rackets to make marketing dollars to spend. So to my knowledge, they're still going to be around. Okay, my buddy Dan over there at ProKenex, is keeping it going. He's got so much energy, man. It's crazy, and they're in San Diego. The color on the new Ultras is historic salute to old FPK. That's right. You're right, actually. I had those FPKs, and they're a little more aqua than this blue, though. But I get you, or purplish than this blue. I have a couple of those at home, and I get it. I remember those FPKs. Like that brings me all the way back to high school, man. So we talking like 1980, 88, 89, 90 in that realm. So yeah, great call on that one. PD Pagetti, say hi. Hi. Let's see. Dante says, how come all those new rackets have no feel? I've tried so many over like 30, seems to more muted feel, very different from old box beam frames. No, I'm right with you, buddy. I've been testing out rackets for like various companies, and everybody's trying to foam fill them because they're trying to protect people's arms. And you know, I get it. They want people to stay in the game for a longer period of time, and they feel that foam filling them and making them quieter will hopefully prevent arm problems. So, but I'm with you. I like hollow. It's like whenever I request a racket, I say, give me as hollow as hell, as much vibration, which is feel to me as possible, and let me roll with it. So if they can make it for me that way, that's how I want it. And the people that I work with are sometimes able to do it, if you know what I mean. Hi, Dante. Let's see. Matt writes, my Diodora brush held Tormino 3, nice big toe box and very comfy. I'm supposed to get some Diodora shoes to try. So I talked to the guys over there, AJ, and there's supposed to be something coming for me in the mail to test those out. So looking forward to testing those out. Surprised they went the shoe route, but I'm hearing good things about the Diodora shoes. Select Talent Network says hi. Hello, Select Talent Network. My recommendations for string for SX300 Tour to reduce launch angle. What? Is it jumping off your racket too much? That's interesting. I'm thinking we go a little thicker than what you got. So use what you're using, just go a little thicker. If you're using 18, use 17. If you're using 17, use 16. Maybe add a little lead at 3 and 9 too, so that your swing isn't coming up so hard, and therefore it flattens out a bit. But that's what I would recommend. Going thicker in the strings first, maybe just adding like maybe 3 strings worth of lead here and here to both top and bottom, quarter inch, just so that it flattens out your swing a little bit. Therefore, it kind of kills that launch angle a little bit. Hello, Tennis Spin from Vikram. Hey, Vikram. Let's see what else we got out here.
Ashway strings. Have you tried Ashway strings?
Probably not that popular, but have you tried Ashway strings? Man, a long time ago. I've done a little Ashway actually, like testing on this channel. They do make some good strings, I have to say. There's one string that they make that I absolutely hate though. It's some kind of a sin gut that they make. It's like piano wire when I string it. Like the first couple crosses, they're like, yeah, it's like a dead cat going off. But they make good strings. I forget what they are on the top of my head, but I know they make a premium string, and they used to make that thin blend that was like a durable yet playable Kevlar synthetic blend. But yeah, I've tried it. Enjoy the channel. Bought Wilson Clash version 1 because of your reviews. Absolutely love it. Thank you. What's your thought on Yonex line right now? I think they fill in all the needs of most tennis players. I wish they would sell Regnas out here. 98, everybody wants one. And I know they're supposed to be built like Bentleys and stuff. So, and they make you kind of go over to Japan, and I've heard that Australia has it sometimes too. But yeah, no, their line is solid. And they have everything that most people need in tennis community. Vikram, what's your recommendation? WRT strings and tension for Pure Drive 100 2025 and E-Zone 100. I am an all-court player with top spin and preference versus flat hitting. Interesting. I'm always gonna say, like I used to always say confidential, but because Mach 10 is out now, I'd like to say Mach 10 in the different gauges. Toro line, Toro Tor is wonderful too. It's kind of in that realm. Yeah, I would say those two strings are probably what I recommend right now. If you want a little softer, more spin, confidential definitely. If you like that harder, stiffer impact like I do, but there's just so many strings out there. If you want a hybrid type of thing and you don't want it so noisy, definitely cross it with like a Velocity 17 or 16, depending on if you break strings. But yeah, those are my favorites right now. It's just that particular shade of teal that doesn't. I get you, buddy. I get you. I hate all kinds of red too. I used to love your content during COVID. What happened? Yeah, I kind of got busy, buddy. I'm sorry. It's during COVID I had more time. Over now it's like been so busy with actual work now that it's been tough to actually have time to I have all this content in my head. I have it all written out, but I just don't have the time to devote to the channel much anymore. So therefore I'm actually going live right now with you guys just to make it easier for myself and the people who have to edit for me. So yeah, no, I get it, man. I want to get back to that right now, but COVID gave me time. Now unfortunately life is taking it away. What's your favorite public court in the Bay Area or private club if money wasn't no object? Oh, that's an interesting question. I mean, I grew up playing at like Helen Wills in by the Broadway Tunnel in North Beach Playground, which is now called DiMaggio Playground. Even those you kind of need a reservation for, I'm hearing. So if money was no object, yeah, that's an interesting question. Yeah, I might go to Olympic Club or something like that to play, just because it's out in the middle of nowhere, and people don't bother me. All right, let's see. The Black Ace line is great. It doesn't get the love it deserves because they don't sponsor Tour Pros. A lot of people don't know ProKenex actually makes rackets of other companies. Yeah, that is very, very true. Yeah, ProKenex, used to make 50% of the rackets out there, meaning they designed them. And unfortunately, something happened. They went bankrupt. They resurrected themselves like 10, 15 years ago. And they're doing a bang up job of making rackets. It's just there's a lot of competition out there, and people kind of see them as the elbow fixer. You don't go to them until your elbow hurts, and they're the cure. So, but it's just unfortunate, but people should try ProKenex. Like I tell people, try ProKenex first sometimes if you want to prevent things that are hurting your arm and what ails you, as I say, because you can solve the problem before it starts. Yeah, let's see what time it is. I got 2 more minutes. Have you ever tried Gobi Grip? I've heard of Gobi Grip, but I haven't tried one. A liquid that keeps sweaty hands dry. Huh. I have dry hands. So let me find somebody with a sweaty hand and then maybe go out and talk to Gobi. What should my next racket be if I have a Clash? Get the new Clash, buddy. Get the new Clash. Hi, Harry. Thanks for the videos. 2 questions. You take on new ASICs resolution compared to previous version. Several bad reviews on current versions, claiming more narrow. So here's the thing about that new shoe. ASICs kind of went actually longer with the new shoe. For some reason, they're a 1/2 inch longer. Therefore, if most people are like, let's say I'm an 11, which I normally am, I would definitely be a 10.5 in that new shoe. So I say most people are saying it's wider. And I'm also hearing that it's stiffer. I've tried it, and I'm indifferent about it. It's not something I would wear normally. As you guys mostly see, I wear, if it's ASICs, it's going to be Court FFs in the 3 or the Novaks, which is the same shoe. And I'm actually loving my K-Swiss Pinnacles right now. They're very comfortable. It's orange or white and pink right now. There is a navy coming out, so looking forward to that. If you don't mind orange or white and pink, definitely go there with it. Pinnacles, guys, Pinnacles. They are the pinnacle of all shoes right now.
What is I agree. I use the BA.
Let's see what else we got here. 2 more questions, guys. I gotta go, unfortunately. What's your thought on Whiteout version 2 versus T-Fight 305? My buddy Murph is dealing with that right now. He's got the T-Fights, and it works good for him when he's teaching. And he feels like he's getting out hit when he plays with the big ball hitters. And he feels like Whiteout with the gut and ALU rough is the ticket. So I think they're both solid rackets. You can't lose with either one. Definitely try them both. I think Whiteout just has a little more guts, just a little more guts than a T-Fight 305. I like the balance, obviously, in the Whiteout a little bit more. T-Fight's just a hair disjointed, just a hair. I have a V2 like everything except for the slight lack of precision. Ooh. Yeah. Confidential should help your precision. So keep it confidential, 16L. I bet you get some precision there, my man. All right, last question, guys. Thanks for going live and answering questions. I'm heading out once again. Love your channel. Keep putting on the spin on your tennis. Hee hee. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Did somebody have something?
Yeah. Someone's asking about him. Is Goo still there? When we're trying.
Oh, yeah, Goo's been, you asked me about Goo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Goo's around. He's been busy. I've been busy. Our schedules have been just too busy right now. It's like he's teaching a ton and he's freaking running marathons. He ran the freaking San Francisco Marathon today, right? What a crazy guy. I said, I'm gonna leave you with this. I said, hey, Goo, I had a whole pizza with me during the week. I was like, hey, Goo, you want some pizza? I knew he would say yes. He goes, no, thank you. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you? He's like, I'm training, man. I'm like, what? What you training for? He's like, a marathon. Shoot, he's ran like 3 marathons in the last year. I was like, there's no way you're dragging my ass up at 5 in the morning to run no 26.4 miles. That's like ridiculous. I'd rather eat a whole pizza. All right, guys. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin live today, where we put our spin on your tennis.